All right, we are calling this meeting of the Arlington Water Department to order. And if there are any, public comments at this time from any member of the public, either in the room, I don't see a member of the public in the room, or online, feel free to unmute yourself and, call your issue to our attention. Hearing none, my understanding is that our first order of business is to go into executive session. If somebody would like to make a motion to provide the reason for the executive session as a personnel issue.
Absolutely. I'll make a motion that a premature discussion of a personnel issue would cause the municipality to suffer substantial disadvantage.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Bukowski and seconded by Mr. Sherman. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now we need to actually go into executive session, and I believe that we will have Town Administrator Nick Zayas joining us, and then Water Department Operator Bursno joining us at a later point. Is that correct? All right.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session for discussion of a personnel issue and to allow Nick Zayas and Burr Snow to remain in the room.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Bukowski made the motion and Mr. Sherman seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay, we're back in regular session at 8:03.
All right, the board has emerged from executive session, and the sense of the board is that we will proceed to explore the possibility of consultants, interim, part-term operators for assisting with the Arlington Water Department operation. Does that summarize?
I think
Where
we
we were.
authorize Nick.
We authorize Nick to pursue creating the requirements for that position, exploring possible interested parties.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right. So that completes the water board agenda. So I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn the water board, and then we will start the select board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Bukowski, seconded by Mr. Pouchin. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned, and I will now proceed to call the select board meeting to order. What time is it?
8:04.
8:04. So we're calling the meeting to order at 8:04. And first we have to add the letter to the agenda. Is that correct, Nick?
Thank you letter, please, agenda.
Both of them?
Yes, thank you letters, please.
So we need to add the item of addressing approving thank you letters to the agenda. Could I have a motion to that effect?
So moved. Second.
Okay, motion made by Glenn, seconded by Matt. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we will address the thank you letters.
Let's just do those first. because I-
Okay, first we have to have public comments. We don't have minutes at this point. Is that correct?
What do you mean?
Minutes from a previous meeting?
No, I mean, no.
Because this is a
yeah,
special
yeah,
meeting.
yeah.
I'm just asking.
No, I know, I appreciate it.
Okay,
Sorry.
so,
I'm confused.
Public comments, if there are any members of the public on the call, feel free to make yourself known and we can entertain, comments, especially about items that are not actually on the agenda. Okay, so hearing none, I think the first order of business should be those thank you letters. The first thank you letter is to the family of Jerry Woodard. It's a letter of memorial from the board, recognizing his service to the town in multiple dimensions on the select board, on the school board, at the Arlington Recreation Park. He really left a mark on the whole town with his service, a lifetime of service to this town, and we thank him and we remember him. Motion to approve letter for Jerry Woodard.
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Motion made by Matt and seconded by Glenn to approve the letter to the family of Jerry Woodard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed, all opposed. Remember to say that. Now, Nick, should we all sign this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, while that's circulating, the next letter is to the members of the Cheshire Historical Commission. This is Cheshire, Massachusetts, correct? Which is down, 8A, if I remember correctly, 8 or 8A in Massachusetts. They have donated this painting, which may be visible somewhere in the back, I don't know. This painting of our covered bridge to the town. And it's really a very nice painting, and putting it up in this room enhances the, we already have the Norman Rockwell paintings, and this color really stands out. It's a lovely painting. So we are thanking them for their gift, and I will go ahead. Oh, so could I have a motion to approve the letter to the Cheshire Historical Commission?
Second.
Okay, motion by Jamie, seconded by Matt to approve the letter to the Cheshire Historical Commission. They're probably just cleaning out their attic, but nevertheless.
They got
Okay.
that as a standalone donation to them, and they did a bunch of research to figure out it was here.
Oh,
So
wow.
I had a great
Cool.
conversation with with the head of the commission, or the longest serving member.
That is cool.
And yeah, great. Yeah, we're certainly very thankful. We took a couple of photos with them to send back with them as well.
That is
So,
excellent. That is excellent. Okay,
We didn't
so,
vote on that.
pardon, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. So should we, what do you
We
want
have
to
two
do?
awards that one is revoting the side by side because ultimately they voted an all-in number, and the track situation was not something that was bid correctly. And then we also have the firehouse engineering. I think the easiest one would be to do the firehouse engineering first, because that's just one bid that has already been recommended by the firehouse committee, on which 3 of these members sit, and was reviewed at the last firehouse committee meeting. This is the only bid that was submitted for this, so it will be awarded as a sole source ARPA award.
And I can give a quick update on behalf of the Firehouse Committee that DeWolf Engineering and Associates followed our RFP to the T and submitted everything exactly as we had asked. And it was, it is very comprehensive, and all members of the Firehouse Committee were very pleased with the response from DeWolf.
It's nice when people actually read what you put out.
They read exactly what we put out. They filled in our rubric. They supplied everything.
And this is to develop a treatment for that site.
It's
For
a
fire.
site
A
plan,
site
so
plan.
that we know exactly what and how, what size of
Will
facility
be
and how it
possible,
could be situated on.
Given the
property.
characteristics of the site. Okay.
Yeah, it is
All right.
not an architectural drawing or concept or anything. It is literally,
A
this is
site
how
plan.
big it can be,
Yeah.
and this is what you would need permit wise and
Right.
everything.
With a minimum.
With a minimum.
Size.
Yep,
Okay,
and,
Okay.
And as far as either the town and the select board's concerned, as far as ARPA money, it came in, very, very low in comparison to the budgeted
and
money.
this is coming from ARPA.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes,
beautiful.
yes.
almost half of what we had budgeted.
And even, Mr. O'Day, who is a former town attorney, is on the Firehouse Committee, and he was also very pleased with this as well,
Excellent.
so.
Good news. All right, so I will entertain a motion to award the firehouse engineering site plan to DeWolf Engineering Associates as a sole source contract for an amount not to exceed $18,000 from the ARPA funding.
I
Does
would
that
say
cover it?
$19,000 to give us a little bit of bandwidth, because we want to make sure this is compliant for.
There's some mailing in there.
So we
Okay,
get-
so for an amount not to exceed 19,000, notwithstanding the fact that 18,000 is highlighted here, and that's why I said that. Okay, does somebody want to make that motion?
And I'll just add one little comment here that the committee was, wanted to make sure that there were clawback provisions, so I will be negotiating the final ESA at our engineering services agreement as part of this to include a clawback provision, so this project does not run on anyone.
Is there a date?
So they have a
They-
very
3 months.
specific date in the
Okay.
contract
Good.
of 3 months from the signing of that, but we will give them a 30-day grace period after that, and
Okay.
then a clawback of
Okay.
a discount, basically,
Okay.
for missing that. So,
Okay, that sounds excellent. Okay, it would actually have been better to do that during discussion, but anyway, somebody.
So moved.
Make a motion. So moved.
Second.
Okay. Now, is there any further discussion
we've
beyond
already had the
that?
discussion.
Okay,
but
that's all
yes.
right, that's all right.
Yeah,
We're doing
no,
it, we're
and,
doing it.
We got it.
I think we're pretty pleased with this, so it'll be a good.
I know that that
forward.
site is not perfect, but we have to move forward and this is a step.
And this will tell us
moving forward.
what
This
we
will
can
tell-
do.
And if
it's
it isn't,
viable,
and if it isn't viable, we go and we find something
We're
else,
gonna find out,
you know.
right.
But we have to decide what, because we don't want that to just sit there and not be productive to the
Yeah,
town. So,
and the committee has, if we find out that it's not viable, we have some other kind of plans that-
Okay.
and options that we've talked about, but
Okay.
it's not worth
okay,
even
let's go, it's
discussing
not
until
even,
we
let's
do this.
see what's available. Okay, so is there any further
So
discussion?
Matt made the motion, was there a second?
Yes.
Glenn.
Thank you.
So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so we did that. Now, do we have to sign something accepted by?
Yes, there should be on the very last page,
Yeah.
accepted by, yes.
Can I
Yes, you can sign that.
So only 10 days since he signed it. That's like lightning speed for government.
Timing worked out really well for this meeting. We were
special
initially
meeting,
set to vote
yeah.
it at the Monday meeting, but thank you to Matt for suggesting that we
Okay,
did.
somebody else has to discuss the side by side. I found that extremely confusing last time. So
Okay.
somebody else can-
So, fire department side by side. At the last meeting, Mr. Hawley was here to explain a little bit and lead us in a direction which was from, Central Vermont Motorcycles in Rutland. However, their bid was for a 2024, which they could then not find. So,
Oh, that's right. They bid something they didn't have.
And then
So-
also had tracks that they couldn't actually
they
put on it.
they ordered a track which is not yet designed or available. So,
Oh,
Sounds a little
So,
aspirational.
they were thinking, so what, apparently what he thought is that we were getting a four-wheeled vehicle instead of a 6x. So there are tracks
Huh.
available for a four-wheel, but not a 6x. So, basically, the department went out, they got two new quotes. They went back to all three, Dax did not resubmit. Central Vermont Motorcycles did come back with a 25 bid. And Ronnie's in Bennington came back, and theirs was a 25 bid. So with the unit and the accessories equal on both, Central Vermont Motorcycles came in at 36,034. Ronnie's in Bennington came in at 35,113.10, and they have a unit in stock right now, the red color that they want, everything sitting in their showroom in
So before we award
Pittsfield.
this, I just want to confirm,
So,
so we don't have any more complications on this.
yep,
Can you confirm that those are the same unit? I just worry that, like, because I know one was the limited version and one was.
I think both of these are limited.
I'll trust you at your word.
That one is
I know the one
different.
with,
It says it right there.
Vermont confirmed
Um,
the limited, but I'm not sure if Ronnie's.
And where's the funding for this coming? from?
ARPA,
That's what I thought.
Yep.
Can,
And
doesn't say limited on
Yeah.
this, but I'm pretty sure that's what they told me.
is there any
I-
additional we talked about?
Contact Brian right now if you want.
Like-
Just
yeah, I
verify
think that would be good.
Or
if you
Eric.
could.
Eric's
Like
the
the
one
one
that
voting the three
contacted
times.
If you can real quick, because, is there any additional, like, wasn't there some discussion around installing the
We did.
accessories?
That was all-
Some of that
That
was
was a
part of the
mess.
accessories
Yeah, we should not
Okay.
be
project. Yeah.
considering that component. That was actually a lot more complicated than was
And
described
if
in
you
the meeting.
can't get confirmation, we could always take that
Provisionally.
bid provisional that it is a limited, go to the other one if it's not.
Yeah,
So that we don't have to, and I know that's a little
well,
funky, but.
no, that's entirely reasonable.
Hey, so we're discussing the side by side. The one from Ronnie's, that is a limited. $35,000, because the one from Central Vermont states that it's limited, but on Ronnie's quote, it doesn't say that. Okay.
It's just a brand, or not the brand, but it's just a, yeah, a package of sorts.
It's like getting the Florence Custom Limited Edition
Yep.
versus
Okay.
the sport model.
All right, thank you.
Seriously, literally that,
One has wood grain and the other doesn't.
yeah.
Okay, so he said the non-limited were like $4,000 cheaper, so, these are both limiteds.
Okay, that's very helpful to confirm. They're both limited to avoid any objections from any potentially losing bidder, that we're not doing low for line.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate making that call. And now I feel like and you'll note that the Central Vermont, bid had a couple of accessories that were not included in the bid from Ronnie's. So in my sticky note on the bid
Took those out.
document, I pulled those out.
Yep.
The only thing that may differ there is there's probably a little bit of labor associated with installing the ones, so you may want to envision this, well, I can't individually calculate it as a couple $100 like cheaper just for the install cost.
Well, it's fine if it comes in under what we approved.
Yeah. So we'll vote this as a not to exceed,
Yeah.
and.
So you mean like going
Is your
from
leaning-
35,500 or
Is your
something?
leaning towards the one that's in
I
stock,
trust Amy's
ready to
judgment on
roll?
this.
Well, that's, when I talked with Brian and Eric, they were both leaning that way.
Reading which way?
Toward the one that was in stock.
At
Ronnie's.
Yeah.
I,
For
Yeah.
and Ronnie's is right close
35,113.
by. I can't remember where.
$35,000 left.
Are we saying that there's gonna be a couple $100 install fee added to that
No,
one?
that's not the one.
No,
The other one was.
if they're,
had some
I mean,
install costs that were-
if they wanted other stuff installed, they could take it out of their regular budget. It'd only be
Okay,
like
okay.
$1,000 worth of
Okay.
stuff.
Perfect.
Okay,
So,
all right.
35,113.10 then.
Yeah.
So
That-
I'd make a motion to approve the side-by-side bid from Ronnie's in Bennington for the fire department coming from ARPA funds in the amount of $35,113.10.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion to approve the bid for the side-by-side from Ronnie's by Mr. Bukowski, seconded by Mr. Sherman. Is there further discussion at this time? This purchase to be funded with the ARPA funds. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Excellent, the motion passes. Do we need to sign anything, Nick?
I don't see anyone around there, but I'll just double check before everyone leaves, but,
Well, meeting minutes, sorry.
yeah,
Yeah,
so.
okay,
uh,
all right.
Great.
Excellent.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay,
I gotta go pick my daughter up.
Excellent.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
gentlemen.
guys.
Thank you.
Good night, Gina.